Government engaging German company to operate gas-to-energy power plant, Brassington. The government of Guyana has shortlisted Siemens Energy, a German company, to potentially operate and manage the power plant component of the transformative gas-to-energy (GTE) project in Wales, Region 3. This information was shared by GTE project lead Winston Brassington during the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo. Brassington explained that the Office of the Prime Minister invited requests for proposals, RFPs, in 2024, receiving interest from 3 international companies: Siemens Energy, Germany, CH4 Systems, Puerto Rico, and Ethos Energy, Texas, USA. He noted that Siemens Energy submitted the most technically compliant proposal, and negotiations for the contract are currently underway. Now the contract is being negotiated, Brassington stated, highlighting the government's commitment to contracting world-class firms for this significant project. He anticipates finalizing the agreement with Siemens within the next few months. In addition to Siemens, the government is also seeking subcontractors for the natural gas liquid, NGL, operations, with both parties expected to be in place by mid-year to facilitate a smooth transition from construction to operations. Brassington emphasized that Guyana is laying the groundwork to become a major energy supplier in the Caribbean and Latin America, even as plans for a second GTE project are underway. The first phase of the project aims to stabilize electricity costs and generate export revenue through natural gas liquids. The second phase will focus on attracting private sector investment. The initial phase includes constructing a pipeline, power plant, natural gas liquids facility, and upgrades to the power distribution network. Once operational, the GTE project is expected to reduce energy costs by 50%, addressing the long-standing issue of high electricity prices in Guyana. As power demand has surged in recent years, the GTE project will enhance generating capacity and alleviate issues related to power outages. The government also plans to sell cooking gas, fertilizer, and other natural gas byproducts to neighboring countries, maximizing the benefits of this newfound resource. The US-based company CH4 Lineseca is responsible for building the integrated facility in Wales, with an investment of $759 million, while Culpa-True Projects International Limited is tasked with establishing the necessary transmission lines and substations. ExxonMobil Guyana has completed a pipeline to transport natural gas from the offshore Stabroek Blocks Liza oil field to the integrated facility in Wales. Earlier this year, Guyana secured a $527 million loan from the United States Export-Import (EXIM) Bank to further support the GTE project's development. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali stated that this investment would result in savings exceeding $250 million, positively affecting disposable income in the country. Government not exploring cryptocurrency ideas, VP Jagdeo. February 20, 2025. The government of Guyana has confirmed that it is not currently considering regulations to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo made this clear during a question-and-answer segment at the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo, stating, "The answer is no. Not at this time. We have been exploring it. We have been studying this." Dr. Jagdeo emphasized that the government's primary focus is on implementing modern solutions across various agencies, which they believe could have a significant impact. Right now, we are doing several projects. We are digitizing the government. If you come into the airport now, you will see. We are hoping our airport, within the next few months, will go paperless, he noted. He also mentioned the installation of facial recognition cameras across the country to enhance security. While the vice president indicated that cryptocurrency is not on the immediate agenda, he did not completely dismiss the idea. He acknowledged that the central bank has conducted some preliminary work on cryptocurrency, but stressed that further steps will not be taken until a comprehensive overhaul of the financial system is completed. "We do not think we are ready at this stage to go any further until we have done a major financial overhaul," he said. Dr. Jagdeo explained that modernizing and transforming the financial sector is essential for promoting growth and stability in other sectors. "We think that the financial sector can become a humbug, can slow down the massive growth that we are seeing in the real sector if it does not expand in complexity and instruments," he added. He concluded by noting, "Once we get to that level of complexity, then I think we can layer it on with things like crypto, provided the appropriate safeguards could be found and instituted." The Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo is being held at the Guyana Marriott in Kingston from February 18th to 21st, 2025, under the theme, Connecting the Dots, Integrating the Future. JAGDO dismisses corruption report as damp squib. Newsroom. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo has rejected the findings of Transparency International's TI 2024 Corruption Perception Index, labeling the report a damp squib. He accused local non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and individuals opposing the People's Progressive Party Civic, PPP/C, of deliberately downplaying the improvements made under the current administration. In his response, Jagdeo pointed to a broader regional trend, noting that several countries, including the United States, have seen significant declines in their corruption scores. For example, the U.S. experienced an 11-point drop, while Venezuela and Canada each fell by 8 points. Jagdeo questioned the accuracy and fairness of global assessments of corruption, particularly when countries viewed as benchmarks for good governance are also experiencing declines. He expressed skepticism about the validity of comparing Guyana's progress with that of other democracies, suggesting that local critics prioritize negative perceptions over acknowledging the government's improvements. Reflecting on historical scores, Jagdeo noted that Guyana's standing improved in 2019 under the former APNU plus AFC government. However, he alleged that local reports from that time were manipulated to present an inflated positive picture. Anything they say about us now will pale in comparison to what they did, he asserted, criticizing the lack of parliamentary oversight and excessive spending during the previous government's tenure. Jagdeo further questioned the integrity of reports produced by local groups, claiming that they have become hostile toward the current PPP government and continue to misrepresent the country's progress. Afro-Guyanese seen only as vote bank by WPA, PNC, Jagdeo. Newsroom. Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo has accused the Working People's Alliance, WPA, and the People's National Congress Reform, PNC/R, of viewing Afro-Guyanese merely as a vote bank, instead of recognizing them as individuals with their own interests and aspirations. At a press conference, Dr. Jagdeo responded strongly to recent controversial remarks made by WPA member David Hines, which he condemned as disgusting. Hines had referred to Afro-Guyanese who support the governing People's Progressive Party/Civic, PPP/C, using derogatory terms such as house slaves and lick bottoms. Dr. Jagdeo, echoing sentiments from President Irfan Ali and Minister Gail Teixeira, expressed dismay that Hines' leader, Aubrey Norton, had not condemned these inflammatory comments. He criticized the notion that Afro-Guyanese are seen as unthinking and easily manipulated, stating, "The WPA and the PNC treat Afro-Guyanese as though they are unthinking, easily manipulated individuals." The vice president highlighted the positive developments among Afro-Guyanese, noting an increase in Afro-Guyanese-owned small businesses securing contracts. He emphasized that these individuals are not selling out, but are making informed decisions based on a pursuit of opportunities rather than blind loyalty to any party. Dr. Jagdeo also scrutinized Hines and the WPA's past, accusing them of betraying their leader, Dr. Walter Rodney, who was murdered under the PNC government in June 1980. He questioned Hines' silence during the previous administration's actions that negatively impacted the Afro-Guyanese community, such as the removal of children's grants. David Hines had a cushy job during the last government, Jagdeo remarked, adding, "But did he once speak up for the Afro-Guyanese community?" He pointed out that between 2015 and 2020, when Hines and other WPA leaders were in power, they failed to advocate for the interests of Afro-Guyanese. Dr. Jagdeo criticized the WPA and PNC for lacking vision and concern for the future of young Afro-Guyanese. "Why would anyone want to align themselves with a party that has done nothing for them?" he asked, emphasizing that individuals are making smart choices based on opportunities rather than racism or oppression. People have choices. They are not sellouts, they are simply making smart choices.